Hey, it's Bridget. Welcome to the vlog. Thanks for watching my FairyGrasshopper channel. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the cool videos I share about psychic and life. You might see a card reading, you might learn about some other intuitive tips or tools, and you might also see some channeling with afterlife guests like archangels, for example, because angels are a crew that I roll with, let's say it that way. So today I just want to have a conversation with you. I'm actually recording this on my back deck on a very steamy 4th of July. Oh, you guys, this 4th of July weekend. Let me just tell you, I'm sure you're having the same kind of weird, surreal experiences too, in some way, right? Usually 4th of July is this time when we can go in town, and we live near a small town, and it's like this cool, strange experience, like where everybody's just walking around on the streets and people are riding four-wheelers down the street with their flags, and just the American flags usually. Let's be clear, there's no other political flags that are flown usually. And we're a small town, but we aren't that small town. And the ones on the news, we're not those. And it's like warm, and like half my husband's relatives live in town, so we walk kind of by people's houses and say hey, and we usually hang out at one kind of family member's house. They usually invite people over, and we do like cornhole, the game, the beanbag game thing, right? And we just have like a relaxing day, there's a parade in the morning and all that kind of stuff, and we just kind of do that, roam around, and then we watch fireworks at night and that kind of thing. And at the local fairgrounds, where there's fireworks tonight, but there's no big fair. It's not even that big, you guys. It's a small town, right? There's like a fair that comes, there's rides and things like that. And that's not happening this year for obvious reasons, because of all the health crisis stuff going on. Cheers to you today, whenever you're watching this particular video. It is very hot. I said it's the steamy 4th of July. It's 95 degrees here. And if you've been watching any of my vlogs, that I like the heat and humidity. I know it's crazy. The humidity, oh my gosh. Usually people go, oh, it's not the heat, it's the humidity that gets me. And I like it. Like, it feels good. Like I just feel like, I know it's like I'm sitting in the sauna, but I'm all like, yeah, it just feels good. There's something refreshing about it. So back to 4th of July in a small town. I did not grow up in a small town. I grew up in a suburb of Minneapolis, and now I'm on the opposite side of the city. And I'm about, like I said before, about 35 minutes from St. Paul, kind of southish, let's say. I think we're actually southwest, technically. Southish of the metro area of St. Paul, where I grew up, was north of Minneapolis. And so totally different experience, small town versus suburb. And I like the small town. It's just kind of surreal. It's like a movie almost, or something. Like, literally people are just walking around, and people are pretty friendly, and you go by people's houses if you're taking a walk from, one friend's house to another friend's house, or in our case, family to family's house. You see people like sitting in their lawn, playing lawn games, Sometimes there's music, and they're grilling, and people are waving hi. It's just like a really friendly, almost like big kind of party, but not wild party. It's just like a friendly picnic almost. That's what it feels like. And so this year, we're not going into town. And we're staying away from the local fairgrounds, where they are going to have fireworks, but we're not going to go into town. And there are some food trucks there, which would be really fun to see. But I had some experiences yesterday on Friday evening when I went to go to the grocery store to pick up some goods for the weekend. And by goods, I mean I got some awesome veggies with like cool dips, veggie tray and dip. And because we love that. Like, when it's really hot like this, it's great to eat like fresh vegetables with dip. My son will like devour half the tray, and I'm like, wait a minute, where'd those pea pods go? That's a good thing, right? Like, you want that, right? You want your 11-year-old to be doing that. And grapes and strawberries, raspberries, all that kind of stuff to just snack on. I love it. So I went to go get my fill. And when I went into the grocery store, and it was a popular grocery store chain, I was shocked shocked. There was so many people that did not have masks on at the grocery store. And I know it was really hot yesterday. It was definitely in the mid 90s yesterday here and humid. But once you get into the grocery store, it's freezing in there. So that's no excuse not to wear a mask. I was just like, this is like the place where everybody is, from all genres. Everybody has to go to the grocery store. So if you want to be protecting yourself, that's the place where you're protecting yourself the most, you know? And I could probably count how many people had masks, not including employees. And there were quite a few people in the grocery store, but overwhelming. There was maybe 25% that wore the masks. I could not believe it. And you guys, it's Minnesota. So like Minnesota nice, really. People usually do like what they're recommended to do, what, you know, you're told to do to keep everybody else healthy. Of course, you're going to do that. Minnesota nice, you're going to follow the rules, that kind of a thing. Even if you're not 100% sure, you're just going to do what's recommended just to be on the safe side, that kind of a thing, right? No political views here, just that's what people do. And I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I felt like I wasn't in the state that I grew up in. I'm like, I must be in another state. Where am I now? This is not what I know. This is not how people are. I couldn't believe it. And honestly, I was going to go to another store. There was another place I was going to go to. And I was like, I felt defeated. Like, what? I'm like, I am pretty healthy and I'm wearing a mask. Why are you other yahoos not wearing a mask? Mask it up, baby, mask it up. And then I'm thinking, are these people not washing their hands either? Like, are they making a political statement for themselves? Like, I'm not making a political statement. I'm just being kind and taking care of myself because I understand how important it is to take care of myself and be respectful of others. So I'm wearing a mask, right? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if these people aren't wearing masks, like if they don't believe in wearing masks, because some people really don't believe in it, kind of a thing. It's like a weird American thing, I guess, but which is it's so strange. No, I'd rather be sick or dead, thanks. That's a great choice for you. Go ahead, yeah, okay. Don't take me down with you. But I'm like, are these people not washing their hands either? Are they like making a stand and every time they go to the bathroom, they're not washing their hands? I mean, seriously, if you're not going to wear a mask in public, maybe you're like, I'm just not going to wash my hands either. Because that's what you do in private, right? You wash your hands in private, right? I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not being facetious. I seriously thought about that. Like, oh my gosh. And if my livelihood, my health is dependent on other people's choices and they make poor choices, that's just so disheartening. I just can't believe that. I have a lot of very just disappointment. Disappointment, that's the best word. And I don't care if people wear masks. Like when you're on the trail, when you're outside, when you're running, when you're biking, when you're, you know, hanging out with your family on the front yard, fine. That I don't have a problem with that, but it's in the public places, especially the grocery store. I'm just like, wow. I did not expect that there, I guess. It made me realize how really kind of almost immune we think we are, or we as a society, we as people or whatever, like we just take our health for granted, okay? It's obvious. As I'm sitting here having a Mango Moscato. This is a choice, okay? I'm gonna have this by choice. This is my choice. I'm not forcing you to drink a ton of alcohol, am I? No. I'm not doing that. It's so sweet. It's very good. I love Moscato. It's like, oh, yummy, yummy. Mango Moscato. Seems kind of 4th of July like to me. That's festive like. You guys, I just couldn't believe it. And then I thought, oh man, am I like super judgmental? Am I like one of those people that's going to rant? I don't intend to rant in my video, but I really just, I'm so just, what? I mean, it's bad enough that there's this horrific virus that kills people, and on the other end of the spectrum makes people just really sick and causes strain on the healthcare workers, the people that are working in hospitals, and it puts their lives in jeopardy, not just their lives from, the direct infection risk, but their mental health, their stress level, their relationships, their marriages, their kids. I mean, nobody cares. I shouldn't say nobody cares, but it seems like people aren't thinking about anybody else. They're just thinking about themselves. And that is truly, I think, what the United States, America, has come to represent for maybe other countries. And within ourselves, too, there's such a division, there's such a divisiveness about who we are as a nation. And on days like this, like, you're supposed to be really patriotic, and you see the American flag, and I'm not sure, when I see the American flag now, I don't feel that proud, like teary-eyed energy, like, yes, we're good people, we're innovators, we're creatives, we care about people, we accept people, we are the freedom-loving people. Now it feels like we're power focused, like we're me only. Individualism means only me, I. Clearly there's an I in team, and it's all about me. I mean, that's kind of what it's like now. It's shifted to get what you can and don't share it with anybody else, and grab what you can and take whatever you need from other people because they're just weaker than you if you can take from them, and you be strong, and too bad for anybody else. That's like kind of the thing. It's like, it doesn't matter. Survival of you. You're the only one that matters. You focus on yourself and you make yourself happy. It's like, that's not what all the personal development stuff has been about, you guys. Like, some people did not get the memo accurately. It's like, wow. Ugh, it's like a punch in the gut. It literally hurts my solar plexus. By the way, that's the spirit chakra for some of y'all that might be new here to the FairyGrasshopper channel. All right, so let's talk about something more uplifting. 4th of July, Independence Day. So we're staying at home. Gonna make some ribs, some barbecued ribs, and have some really fresh veggies. And I plan to watch Hamilton. I have Disney Plus, and Hamilton is just released yesterday, I think it was, and I want to watch it. I thought that'd be a great way to celebrate 4th of July. And I think one of the things I also want to do is I want to watch the fireworks on the television, load up the YouTube on TV, you know how you do that kind of thing, and watch the fireworks from Disney from last year, Disney World, because that's my favorite place ever. And I've been watching Disney videos today about like their vacation clubs and just stuff about Disney World, because I love Disney. It's like a happy kind of focus, happy kind of energy for me, except I've had my ups and downs with Disney lately. Sometimes it makes me feel sad. Do you guys have that kind of feeling too? Kind of like how when you see people that aren't wearing masks and you're like, wait a minute, I'm so disappointed. And the others, I'm so disappointed. What? I thought we're all in this together, Clearly we're not. Clearly we're not all in this together. We are soul to soul, our spirits are connected, but externally people don't realize that. And so, there's kind of thus the contrast, I guess. But just give me a second here. I totally lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Hamilton. I'm watching Hamilton. Oh, to Disney. Here's the thing. You guys, I'm sure, have felt like this. Have you felt like this? Have you experienced disappointment? Like really feeling disappointed? I've had stuff cancel, like an incredible intensive workshop that I was so excited to go to. I just finished my online class today, by the way. I had an online class for about 8 weeks. It took me 9 weeks to finish it, but just finished it today. I get to print out my certificate and all that. Whoop-de-doo, whatever. It'll just go in a file somewhere. And it was about the process and the learning. It was awesome. It was like a coaching kind of thing. It was actually a class for therapists and counselors. We're mostly in it, and so interesting, so fascinating, and will help me be a much better coach, I think, too. Just some of the concepts and just really understanding the psychology and the science of the brain and how the body processes stress and trauma and just fascinating stuff, really deep, very heavy intellectual stuff, which I loved. I just absorbed like a sponge. But I did that in preparation to go to this in-person event, and it was going to be like a 2-day intensive thing, and it was like hands-on, and I was so excited. It's in Minnesota, so I didn't have to like travel or fly anywhere. Usually when I go places like personal development or professional, I call it personal development. I try to do something like that once a year for myself to really keep myself just really excited, on the cutting edge, following something that's interesting to me that will develop me as a person better, so that I can be a better coach, a better psychic, a better mom, a better friend, a better spouse, all that, you know. Just really improving myself. Every year I try to do something like that. And this year it was going to be that. And I was so disappointed when it got canceled. So disappointed. And our numbers are low in Minnesota. We're pretty darn good right now. Okay. And like that, we're not like some of the other states like Texas and such, or California and such. But and I feel bad for folks in those areas, because I know it's like everyone suffers from like a few that don't make the healthiest of choices, and to no fault of their own in some cases. Like, I think I'm fine, I'm invincible, I feel great, no problem, I don't wear a mask, I go to a party, other people aren't wearing masks, boom, all of a sudden everybody's sick. Or I go to a bar or whatever, you know, whatever, people are sick. And or a church service or whatever it might be, right, gathering where you're close and all that. And I just, disappointment, it's like a thing. It's like really big, and it's like right here, right now, like disappointment. Like, how do you deal with that? And my first response to that is, we have to feel it. Like, I personally, I feel like I have to feel it. I have to feel that disappointment. And it's like no matter how hard I try to understand somebody else, I'm not going to understand them, because it is not going to make sense to me, because it wasn't the choice I would make. It was a choice different than what I would make, or something different than I would want. And so how can I put my values or belief systems on them when that's kind of what they're doing, the behavior that they're doing that I don't approve of, or I don't agree with, whatever it might be. Do you see? It's like I'm doing the same thing, and then I have disappointment. Now, sometimes disappointment is when things don't work out. It doesn't work out, right? Because there's a flood and you can't get from point A to point B, or there's something that happens that physically prevents you from traveling or getting there or doing that, or some kind of a personal tragedy or difficult thing or something, whatever. Things happen, right? And then we have disappointment. But it seems like consistently there's been disappointment with, in particular, other people not holding up their end of the bargain, or not. And it's not behaving as expected, but it's behaving as, I don't even know really how to articulate it. It's great to be able to talk to you guys about this, because this is something that I just started to journal about. I've been journaling a lot today. I spent a lot of time journaling today because I've been working on myself and my stuff, and because it's a full moon also today. Oh, yeah, it's a full moon today. So it's perfect time to clear, right? What is disappointment? What is it about that? How would I describe that? It's a feeling, it's an emotion. The emotion is connected to like wanting something different than what is, and not having control over what is. Not having control. It's not even, for me personally, it doesn't even feel like it's about controlling other people's actions or an outcome. It's about showing up in a way where I'm giving my 100%, and somebody else showing up and not even giving 10, like nada. Like they show up and there's nothing there. There's like lights are on, nobody's home, kind of thing. It's like, maybe it's about fairness or equity or equality, or maybe it's about treating people, in simple terms, treating people the way you would like to be treated. Well, that's like the golden rule. That's like the stuff that you learn in church and religion and all that stuff too, and in school. And that's kind of like this morality, this kind of ethical kind of thing, right? Except that's not really true, because even people who are very much in tune to like a religion connotation or something like that, or, you know, like go to the Sunday school, go to the church and whatever, are the same people that are acting not the way that I would have expected them to. Maybe it's like not meeting my expectations, and that's where I get disappointed. And so I can see how this is such a mess, because in so many ways we shouldn't have expectations. You know, we shouldn't have expectations. Oh, there's a bee by me and I don't want it to be here. Go away, please. There's been bees outside all day and yesterday too, because I even had a session. I had to run in the house because it was a huge bee. I'm like, no, thank you. They're like super active because it's so hot. And I'm on the deck, and this probably smells really good, this mango. Hey, go away, please. See if it'll move. I think it gets all mixed up, this whole concept of expectations and disappointment, and well, don't have any expectations. You know, is it fair to expect other people to act in the way that you would act? No, because they don't have your values, they don't have your experiences. I'm just afraid that if I sit back here, I'm gonna get, oh, there it is. I don't hate bees, I just don't want them to sting me. I don't want them near me. Go away, please. It was gone for like 30 minutes and now it's out back again. And it's moving so darn quick. It's like when it's hot, they just go crazy. I don't care if it's around me, just don't come back near me, you know, stay a little bit away. So anyway, I'm really processing some of this because I don't have an answer to it. I don't know how, because people that I would think would be like good people, nice, kind people, and then they don't wear a mask, and I'm like, oh, it totally changes my view of them. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's not even somebody's selfish and I'm not it's not about that even. It's not about the comparison. It's about something as simple as like a mask shows this. It's like kindness. Like, I'm a kind person. I care. It says I care about you as much as I care about me. Like, we're family. I care about you, kind of a thing. And other people, that when they don't do that, it makes me feel like they don't care. And I don't know if that's true or not. I really don't know that that's true, because sometimes people might just forget their mask, or they might have been wearing it all day long and they can't stand it anymore. They just had an asthma attack and they're going into the grocery store and they can't put it on because it's just, it makes them feel just really, really, really awful. And so I don't want to judge them, but I also think that their choices are affecting my health and everybody else's health. And that really bothers me. That upsets me. It's like that kind of statement. It's a statement, you know, and maybe I'm taking it super personally, but so what I've decided to do, like today, is we're just not going into town. We're not going to go into the food trucks. We're not going to do that, even though it's outside. We're just not going to do that, you know. And I have gone to other places in public. I went to the mall last week, and I had to go to a particular store because I had something I had to return. It had been like 2.5 months, and I think they extended their return policy to 3 months, and I had to return it. So I was going into the store, and the store was awesome. It was like only 6 people in the store. There was like hand sanitizer. You had to wear a mask. I mean, they were awesome. They were so awesome. But other people in the mall, like another store that I went to, a big like chain store in the same mall, like a department store, like nobody had masks on. I was like, what is going on? It's just crazy. And the mall was kind of creepy too, because it was like really empty, and some stores were just totally out of business. Stores that I've gone to forever are just totally closed up and gone. And I'm like, wow, it's like, I thought zombies were going to start coming out. It literally felt like I was in a movie. It was weird. It was just so surreal. And that just felt so, again, disappointing. That's the word, disappointment. And this wasn't intended to be like a super serious or heavy vlog, but reality is important, right? We have to be real. We can't pretend like real life isn't happening, because it 100% is. We can still choose, though, to take the good from the situations, right? From all the situations or experiences. So what I'm choosing to do then is, instead of be bummed out about like 4th of July stuff, I'm choosing to be like, hey, we're just going to have a different kind of experience on our 4th of July. We're just going to be at home. We're still, I'm still having my fun wine drinks and, stuff that I would do if I was visiting with relatives or whatever, and, having a good dinner. And the yummy food, and I got snacks and treats for the kids this morning. I had like really like bad for you donut holes. I hate getting bad for you food. I like to do it because it's so cute. They were all decorated like 4th of July, red, white, and blue. But then I eat it, and that's really bad for me because I don't do gluten. So when I do donut holes, it's really bad for my knees. Ugh, but it was fun to eat them. It's fun to eat them. So, so I guess what I felt like is like to be where I feel like I have more freedom of choice, where I can, it's not about controlling my environment, it's about making the choice to be really present where I'm at and to take full advantage of the beautiful house that I have and the loving, loud, funny, crazy, drive me nuts family that I have, and my sweet dogs that are so hot when they come in from outside, but they'll cuddle up with me, you know, still cuddle up with me in the bed when I'm journaling and stuff, and, you know, really appreciate the things that I have, like the simpler things, just the really simple, basic stuff, you know, and then just choose not to go out. And I think that the next time I go to the grocery store, it won't be on a night that would be kind of busy. It won't be on a really hot day. It'll probably be fewer and far between now again. I'm not going to just run to the grocery store. Where I might have done that before, I may have thought to do that before. I'm not going to do that. I mean, we're pretty good. We usually go once a week, but I think I'm going to try to stretch it out longer and to go at different times when I know it's not going to be busy, and to places that I know either require a mask, either require a mask, or that people in there usually wear masks. So that's what I'm going to do. Those are the choices I'm going to make, you know. So it's like when you expect things from other people, then, you know, yeah, you do get kind of disappointed. But I don't know how to come to terms with that. I don't know how not to do that, because I think that's a human thing. We have to expect things from other people. We have to, in a relationship, we have to expect, and we should expect. We should be able to be in a relationship with other people and have a mutual, supported, healthy relationship. But when it comes to like strangers, the general public, and society, we don't really have those kind of intimate connections where we can have those kind of conversations or dialogues one-on-one. And so it's different. It's different in the context too of like what's happening right now in the world, because a lot of people I think are just afraid. So then they go into denial, like, oh, it's not happening. They ignore the problem. And we know that. We know those people, right? Do you remember in your workplace? I bet you've had people that just ignore the problems. They run away. They're customer service people, and they like walk away from the problems and let somebody else deal with it. Or they hate change. So they're the people that drag their feet until the last minute and complain about a new software system that's being implemented, and ignore it and complain until they finally have to do it. Then they do it. They go kicking and screaming, kind of a thing. But that's what we're seeing then in the general public. We're seeing the people that are scared of change, afraid of change, very insecure about themselves. You know, they just don't have that kind of confidence or belief in themselves. And, you know, they may have grown up that way. Nobody may have ever told them that they're awesome, that they developed this feeling somehow. And so it's hard to like be mean to them, because maybe they can't help that, their perspective that they have. But at the same time, they're like, it's dragging me down, man. It's dragging me down. When there's so many, I guess. I think it's the sheer number that really, I think, created the disappointment for me. And obviously when my class got canceled, that was such a bummer, and I was disappointed about that. And Disney, not being able to go back to Disney. I should do a whole vlog about Disney. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a Disney vlog and chat about that. I know some of you love Disney just like I do, and I have a lot of opinions and viewpoints about that. And so that might be kind of an interesting vlog to do. It's not very psychic, although I thought about that. I'm like, how could I make Disney stuff psychic? I definitely could. If anybody could do it, Bridgette can do it. So, all right, you guys. Haha. Thanks for watching this vlog. Have a happy weekend. If you're watching this on the 4th of July, happy 4th of July. And I hope that by watching this video, it's maybe distracted you a little bit from something you had to be doing that you didn't want to do, maybe. From vacuuming, from putting away laundry, from cooking dinner. Or maybe it's just simply just by talking about this concept of like disappointment and things, and like the great mask debate, which is so silly. I mean, superheroes wear masks. Isn't that cool? That's supposed to be like so cool. Doctors do it all day long and they're operating on you. Do you really want them to not wear masks? No, thank you. I want them to be wearing their masks. Thanks. Do you really want the dentist that's working on your mouth to not wear their mask? No, I want them to wear a mask. So then we should do that too. It's kind of how I feel, but yikes. Okay, so the great mask debate and this whole disappointment thing, maybe you won't feel so alone, in feeling that. It's really not you. It's not your fault if you feel like that. You're not a bad person if you're frustrated with other people and mixed up about your feelings about, well, should they wear, I feel angry that they're not, and is that right for me to feel angry, and I'm disappointed, is that because I had too high of expectations? What is this all about? Maybe it's not about you, maybe it's just the place that we're in right now, and your job is to just be present and to be gentle with yourself, to cut yourself some slack, because that might be the only way you're going to get through this without feeling so over the top stressed out, Just kind of relax into the present moment and make the choices that are healthy for you, and love the people that love you, like your surroundings, your dog, your cat, be at home and make it really fun for yourself. Watch some fun videos, have a theme night, make some popcorn, do whatever, read a great book, write. Do different things, like listen to great music, try something totally different. Like I looked up on YouTube the other day, I was trying to figure out some of the movements for the somatics exercises that I did. It's kind of like a yoga thing, and it's somatics, and it's micro movements of the muscles and rewiring the nervous system. And it's fascinating, and it's amazingly relaxing, and I miss it. I haven't done it since last fall, and then with all the COVID stuff, everything stopped, and so I couldn't go back and do it. So I looked it up online trying to remember some of the specific movements and poses. So I did that, and that made me feel so good. Just like 20 minutes of that felt so good. So maybe do that, kind of explore some different things, maybe learn a different type of painting. My niece, she just bought a couple of nightstands on like the Facebook Marketplace thing, and she bought a sander and is sanding them down and restaining them, finishing them for herself, like doing something totally different that she never has done before. And I'm like, you go girl, good for you. That's awesome. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope I've inspired your spirit. I've helped you feel maybe not so much alone. And come on, we've got to have hope. I do. I have hope. And it begins with us, hope begins with you as an individual. So thank you so much for being here. Remember, you create your life. You do, and it's your life after all, so live it. Just live it. Thanks, and live it at home with the mask on when you go in public. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.